Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Linda.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. OK
Hello.
OK。
OK，能听见了。
呀，能听见，可以。我们 I think wait for a few minutes。
OK，好的。我看玉婷也进来了。
哦，OK。
哦，因为我不是 presenter，所以我就难怪了。
哦，呀，不是presenter 不可以。
对，我说以前因为我好像提前15分钟进来。
哦，可能你用 normal 的 link 了。
是 normal link。
对。
我们说话他们也能听见是吗？
应该是吧？Because
好
I start the meeting already.
OK
So but now let's wait because we say 3 o'clock 嘛，let's wait. Now
OK
still got 5 minutes to go.
OK。So Jinfang will kick off, right? Or you just start from the
I
start the
think we
training?
just start. I think we
Okay.
just start training now because it's quite straightforward. No need,
Okay.
not necessary to Okay, I think we wait for a few more minutes. Okay, I think we can start because now it's 3 minutes past 3 o'clock. Okay, so let's start. So I will share my screen and then I will off my camera. I will start to share my screen. Okay, everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so today's training, the objective is the focus on basic training. So it's try to, let's say with the objective is after this training, you will be able to set up purchase requisition with some basic function and will be able to provide an introductory demo to the prospects after this training. So the agenda will be like this. I will start with a basic, some brief introduction, highlight two key functions of the web purchase requisition, and then provide an overview of the training approach will be used today, as well as the system setup used for this training. And then the two major things will be the IAM backend setup and the web admin portal setup for today's training. After that, we'll walk through how to create after our setup, we can use this system to create the purchase requisition, and then after the approvers approve, and then be able to post to the 6300. Advanced topic we may not be able to cover today. We have actually scheduled another section to focus on those advanced topics. The advanced topic, of course, after this training, you guys can also give a feedback. What are the advanced topic you want to cover in the next section? So then we will reserve some time for the Q&A. Okay, so for the web, these are normings are web purchase requisition, right? So someone may confuse that or thinking that these are web purchase requisition can only be used to create the document like requisition entries. So user create and submit purchase requests. After approvers approve these purchase requests, then post to the requisition entry. But this function, the norming purchase requisition covers this function, so it's able to complete this flow. And most important, the normings web purchase requisition can also covers, let's say, user direct raise the purchase order from the web screen or mobile UI, and then mobile app, and then after route to the approvers approve, you'll be able to post to the 6300 purchase order entry. So because during in the past 1 year, I saw this part is quite a lot of people confused. It's usually things web normings web purchase requisition can only to generate a requisition entry. So don't confuse all that. There's a setting allow you to create different types of the purchase requisition types. So this part later I will explain. Okay, and then we all know that say normings this part web purchase requisition is, we always say we have a very powerful approval workflow. But some people say, oh, then I just want the simple, just want to use the web UI and mobile app to create the purchase requisition and to create purchase order. I don't need the approval workflow. Yeah, this part is also can. Later I also will explain how to configure so that actually no need the approval workflow. It can also, let's say user create the order, purchase order request, then direct can post to the purchase order entry, no approvers involved. Okay, then it's also allowed to have a simple one levels approval and then multiple level approval and also very complex approval workflow. Okay, so it's considered very powerful and flexible workflow engine. So these are the key things I think I would like to highlight in today's the training. Okay, so now the next I want to for today's training I want to use this example for training. I don't want to go through the screen then explain the settings one by one. So I want to give this example, and I think this example is quite common in today's business operation. So for example, I have 5 employees here. Employee A is an engineer and is under manufacturing. Let's say assume it's under manufacturing department. So B is a manager for the A, and C is a purchasing team, and D is a finance. E is let's say is a higher senior manager, like for example CFO. Just example for use for this training. So a typical the workflow is like something like A, the engineer creates and submit purchase order request, and then route to manager to approve, route to B to approve, and B, manager review and think, okay, this purchase is reasonable for the business needs and approves the requisition, and route to C, ask a buyer, route to buyer to get the contact the vendor to get the price. Okay, and so C will get the quote and confirms purchase price, and then after that route to D, route finance will do some financial things, check, health check, and approve the purchase. But if let's say the PO amount, the amount in this purchase is quite huge, let's say we say more than 5,000, then we need the senior manager to approve. So in this case, it will be route to the let's say E, so the CFO. So CFO will check and then confirm, okay, it is it's okay to proceed or not. So these are I think usually I know the people will get these kinds of requests, or I want to implement a workflow like this. How can I do? Okay, so this will be the training. Today I will focus on teach how to implement this approval operation workflow lah. Okay. So in today's training, for my system I use RM 2025 PU2. So this software can be downloaded from the Norming partner portal. So but anyway, if you are using the RM 2025 PU0 or PU1 is also okay, because today we only cover basic functions. So those functions are quite common in this earlier version also have. Okay, and then I think before this training, we did ask you guys to get that, say, prepare the partner license. If you don't have that, you can request Normin to issue. And I also mentioned you can get the RM2025 sample database because later on in the training, I will explain how we can utilize this database to speed up our learning curve. Okay, and then in the training, I use sample program, sample DB from the 6300 because there's a SAM LTD. So that SAM LTD don't have the norming IM add-on yet. So I will use that to start from scratch. So if you, let's say, you need to know, let's say you are really not yet familiar with this RM, there's a video for how to fresh install the norming resource manager. This from YouTube, and you go here's how to upgrade from the older version to the newer version. So in case, let's say you guys don't have the this partner license yet, and then you want to download the software for the training, you can download from this OneDrive. I think this page of information, I think we did send out. You may check with your email if you, let's say you don't have the software or the DB ready yet. Okay, so okay, I will show you so norming website. Actually from here, you log in, after you log in, you get from the resource manager, you can download the software. For that download, you can get the software. So now latest is PU2. So what's new? What are the new features covered in the PU2? You can see this PDF file. And then the PU1 new function added in the PU1 is also can see from here. Okay, so these are and then the DB is a sample DB provided. You can for RM2025, you can download from here. This one is for 6300 2026. If you use 2025, you can download from here. Okay, so these are the system I'm using today. Okay, so now let's start. So let's start from the backend setup. So the backend setup is the first two is very common, that you need to activate the modules and then activate RM license. Okay, let's start from here. So these are actually total is a 12 step. After you run through this each step, you should be able to complete the RM backend setup. Okay, so I use this. So before training, I downloaded the 6300 sample DB, SAM LTD to my system. So you can see here is like no resource manager add-on yet. So you come to here, you can data activation, come to here. Okay, so resource manager 7.2. So it will start to ask you to confirm. Okay, then activate. Okay. Okay. So after that, you can see the IM allow you to have 30 days trial period. Okay, so you can temporarily use the trial license. Let's say so you come to here, you can see the module. After you activate, you will see by default you activate some modules here. So let's go to the license. We activate license first. But if you, let's say you think, okay, I don't have, I just want to let you trial one first. Okay, it's also okay. Okay, so I put in my license. Okay, so after activate, now you see there's many folders here, but today we just want to set up only I already need the system here. So I want to have just the purchase requisition related information. So in that case, you come to set up. Okay, this you come to the third step. We come to the third step. So you come to the setup then options. So you come to setup options. Okay. So here you don't need to do anything. For basic, we untick those modules you don't need. Of course, let's say your system is to add on the purchase requisition, then you don't untick lah. But now because for training, I just want to have the purchase requisition. You tick only here. Okay. Okay, and then if your DB is a multi-currency, I recommend you enable this multi-currency. If your DB don't have, you won't see this option. So for SAM LTD, and then my system have the multi-currency. I have, so I activate this. And then here we have to decide, okay, based on the company's let's say your client or your company's organization structure, you want to decide, okay, whether use division, region, or department, call center, or use job. This part for the basic one, let's say, for example, based on today's training, we know, okay, because based on today's training, we have the employee is under department. Okay, so I just also use department. Okay, then we want to have because this one you just use approve workflow, because like just now I mentioned, right, even though you don't want to use approve workflow, you tip this one, you can still don't use approve workflow. So I recommend you just enable this. And these two, maybe later in the advanced training I explain. Okay, then the integration part, we can leave it as it is now. Budget, don't need to touch. Okay, attachment, this part we need to config, because what is this, the purpose of this part is like, in the norming web purchase requisition, user can attach the supporting document in the requisition. So the document, the attachment will be saved into this folder divided here in the back end. And so we need to put it apart. So here, let's say for my system, I just create a folder here. But of course, in the servers here, you need to put the link, let's say from other PC, you can access one. Okay, so now these are options. You just config, recap, you just enable this, hit the multi-currency, select the department for today's this example. and then enable approval workflow, set the attachment path, save, done. Okay, then this step we consider done. Then you just reload the DB. Okay, so now you can see now it is very clear, right? It's not many folders. It just delete some bare minimum that's required for this purchase requisition. Okay, so now the next step, it will be as so we look at this. So you completed these options, right? So now we go to set up account set. Okay, because the account set it will be used to define the employee. So now we come to set up account set. You create one, just create one, let's say called employee. So put the account, and this one depends on your DB the account. So for this sample DB, we can just put it like this, the account payable, and then okay. So now you add this account set, right? After that, okay, just to make sure we follow the guidelines. So the second, you create the department because we use department for the this DB. So we select go to department. We create 3 departments. So let's say department code, let's say D01 is manufacturing. Okay, this one you leave it blank first because we haven't defined any employee yet. So you can just leave it manager for the department blank first. Then you put the second one, let's say purchasing. Same. Then you put, then let's say finance. Okay, so now you have the 3 departments created to match with our example, training example. Okay, so now you complete this step. So then, okay, so now what's employee template? So now we move on to create the employee template. So employee template is under this folder, employees. So go to employee template. Okay, so you just create one template lah. Okay, so the account set we use the one just now we define for the employee. Department we can set a default. This one is default department. You can choose anyone because it's just define a default department. Okay, so define a default bank code for the employee. And work calendar for this one case we don't need to set. And then if you want to enable this one called include in contact, and then want to make substitute others. Okay, what is the meaning of these two? Include in context. So maybe I just show this first. If you log into the web portal later, I use. So under here got context, a context folder. This one is different DB. I just pause. So if you turn on include in context, so the employee, it will show their contact info here. For example, all the contact. If you don't pick, so in that case, the employee contact info will not be shown under this page. So may substitute others, meaning this employee can act on behalf of others. For example, employee A on leave. So employee A want to get someone to help while he's on leave. So he can get B to act on behalf of him. So in that case, B need to take this one. may substitute others, meaning it can act on behalf of others.
About system about.
Yeah. So okay. So I heard so far okay. Any questions so far?
Not
Yeah.
that.
Okay. No, I will move on. So after we create the employee template, so the next step the add the employee. So we now to go to employee register to add the employee. So you go to, because we have created this template, then we now can come to employee register. So we have, just now we know we have the 5 employee, right? Okay, I open from here. We have based on this example, we have 5 employees, right? So we will create the 5 employees. So create 5 employees. So okay, for easy for me to create, I predefine the employee. For me, I predefine, easy for me to, okay. So you can, so I have this one. So I will add the employee A, B, C, D, then give the employee number. Of course, employee number, this one is just for easy to, when I later on I log in from the web portal, easy to know who is logging to the system. So the portal, so that's why I use A is a user, and B is a manager, C is buyer, D is finance manager, E is a CFO. So I just use this as okay to for easy to understand. Okay, so I will create. So that say I create user, you just create. So it's A. So I choose the template. This is the one just now we define the template. So template will help to bring in all the default values. Let's say, because you can see is account set is bringing, and department, then we know department is user is under manufacturing. So we have bank code, we can set. So now done. Then of course you need to assign set the email address later on, let's say to send the email notification to these users. So for this demo, I use my my testing email outlook.com. Okay, so and this one. Okay, so now I create the manager. So manager we call B manager. Okay, so B. Okay, so manager is also under manufacturing. Okay, so we add. So the supervisor, you can leave it blank first, because at this stage, we just add in the user first. Later on, we based on the actual organization chart now, we define who is the supervisor for the employee. So we add first. Then we have the buyer. So buyer is C. So okay. Of course, here you can set accordingly their birthday, hire day is some information of the employee, but it's not that important for just to illustrate the basic information. So of course, so you can set, for example, females, and okay, email address, and then we put the finance purchasing department. So okay, then we have the finance manager. Okay, D. So we have finance manager. Okay. Then we have the say CFO. We put E. Okay, so see now you add. Okay, so we have the 5 employee add. Then we know because we know let's say for the manager is users this employee A is supervisor. So we can set to, let's say, oh, this one is a manager. Okay. So manager is the supervisor of this user. Okay, so you can set accordingly lah. For this case, let's say we only have this, so we just set one. Okay, so these are we complete to set up the employee for the system. Okay, so we complete this setup, then go to the next. So we set up this one, right? We set up the employees. So after that, you will see these 5 employees here. Okay, so now we configure the email service screen. Because the workflow, we use email to send notification. So you need to configure this. So this part is similar as when you do for the 6300, these company profile. Here is also have the email setting. Actually, it's the same thing. So you can basically copy from there. So email service. So for me, let's say I use so the RM supports Microsoft Graph as well as the basic SMTP. Okay, so for me, I just use this SMTP gmail.com and 7. Okay, copy some info just to. So this one is the app password. Is because now the email like it's quite commonly to enable the multi-factor authentication. So in that case, password is cannot use. You need to use app password. Okay, so after this, you can press test to confirm your setting is working. So you press test. So you see test pass. So meaning this one done. Okay, so now we completed this email service. Now we move on to this. Set up the email template. Okay, email template. So because this, these are for the 12 steps. And now we go to this setup email template. So when you open this email template, so to me, I feel I confused. Don't know. Okay, what email template should I create? Because you have a blank paper, right? And then ask you to draw something by what to draw. Don't know. Correct, right? To me, I prefer have something as a reference that I can refer to that. So you may say, okay, because since your email template is to support to use in the approval workflow, but you open this approval workflow, it's also like not very sure what email template I need to create. Maybe this one got 3 only, then here. So what I usually do when I start to learn this RM, what I do is like that. I go and get the sample database from the norming. That's why I ask you guys to download a sample database for norming. I download and I loaded to my system is this. Okay, so we also go to come to here, email template. Okay, so here we choose purchase to pay, and you can see you got the email template already pre-created. And this email template actually is used in here. Okay, so you choose any one related to purchase requisition. So you see, these are the setting, right? You need a notification templates, and so these are the email templates. The basic minimum required template I need to create for the workflow. So this one. So in this case, that's why. Okay, you see, for this, we want to start from the here is nothing. Of course, we can reference to this one and create to add the template one by one. So I will teach you. You come to here. You select the Procure-to-Pay purchase requisition, and then you open here. So now I export. Okay, you don't direct export from here, because if you direct export from here, you will export all the email templates. So now if I export any, after I open this folder, then file export now, it will only export the email template, let's say the sample database created for the purchase requisition. Okay. Okay, so after this, of this, now go back to the same LTD, the database we are creating. We come to here. Here now, because here you don't have the import. So import is direct, come to this one file, you have import. So you import this the one, just now we created. So now you have loaded 7. So now you see, you have this. Now you can change whatever based on the actual need. You can change. You can modify from here. So, and you can see here is the some variables we can use, as you understand that as URL. Okay, so this one the endorsement. So the URL like this, right? You want to put a URL here. Okay, so here got many variables like request date, document number. This one depends on what are the informations you want to show in the notification email. So these are the info. So now see, right? So with this step, it's very easy. You can very fast, you can create this email notification template. So now, so that's the step I actually use. So these are the one actually from the sample DB. Okay, so the email template, those are minimum required email template. You have the, for example, here we have the default to approve, approval, rejection, default to transfer to, default to endorse, endorsement, endorsement, rejection. So what is the meaning of each notifications email template? So, okay, to approve, this one is actually is the email notification, which will be sent to the approver to remind the approver to approve this requisition. So this one is when the email, the user submit the requisition, then the email notification will be sent to the approver, so that approver receive this, he knows that say, oh, there's a pending task, pending the approver to act on that. So transfer to is the email notification, which will be sent to the reassigned approver, because the approver, when they open this requisition and think he may not be the right person to do this, to approve this requisition, and think another people may be more suitable. For example, these are if the user is actually from engineering team, he raised a purchase, but then the engineer manager think maybe the purchase is for manufacturing, so he may redirect the request to let the manufacturing manager to approve it. So that called transfer to. So the manufacturing manager will receive the notification. So on it, okay. Then to endorse, is like we want to get someone to endorse, say, oh, this purchase is really required. So you can, this email notification is sent to the endorser when the requisition is forward to the for endorsement. Okay, then the approval is like when finally this requisition is being approved, has been finally approved, the email will be sent to the submitter to inform the submitter, okay, your requisition has been approved. And rejection is like one is finally being, let's say, at the any approvers rejected this requisition, then the submitter will be informed. So endorsement is like when the actioner request some endorsement from endorser. So the endorser complete and then it will submit, and then the system will send an email to this actioner say, "Oh, endorse has been granted." And endorsement rejection is like one endorsement is rejected, then the actioner will receive this email notification. So these are the meaning for this parts. And you see here, you see default to approve, default transfer to default endorse. Why it put the word default here is because you open this approval. Okay, here where I haven't created this workflow, so I use this sample database from the norming website. You can see this in the workflow for this, let's say for this process, this approval, you can set different email template. Okay, you can set if you create some more. So meaning you can customize the notification template for different approvers. Okay, so this one only define the default template. So when you create the workflow, it automatically assign the default one. But then you want to customize, you can come here and select different notification template for different approvers. Okay, so now that's about the email template. So now we already created these email template, loaded email template for this training, our training DB, right? So we already have, so we only have 5. We don't have some more. Okay. So now, so now you put here. Okay, so now it's a step to start to design the approval workflow, right? So now come to this, to how to design. So based on our this example, let's say you typically when we talk to the prospect or the customer, they tell us something like this, right? And then it's better, based on my own experience, it's better to convert it to the flow chart. And then later on, we can use a flow chart to design the full workflow. So, okay, so this based on here, right? For example, I create this flow chart. So I use A, creates the and submit purchase order. So I put user, submit to B, manager, and then B approve, submit to buyer to get the code. Then buyer submit to finance manager to check on finance part side information. And then after that, based on the total amount of the PO to decide, okay, whether it need senior manager approve or no. So if that say more than 5K, yes, it go to this loop, and less than 5K go to this loop. Okay, so now you have complete this design or draw the flow chart of the workflow, approval workflow, right? So you complete this. Then we can use this to implement our approval workflow in norming RM, resource manager. Okay, so now we come to here. Okay, for easy because in the, so now, okay, so we define the code. So because easy for me to reference, I cut the the workflow here. So I do like this. So you click and then you put a description. Okay, you assign, give it a workflow code. So let's say PR workflow 1. So we put now purchase requisition. So you can put description and reference just to for this one. I just put the same. Okay, so now you see when we start create a new one, it automatically have a start and end, right? So start actually is the user trigger this requisition. Okay, so user trigger. So now the next step will be the manager. So we create the start, then we press the insert key to add this manager. So you assign an ID. You can use ID some meaningful terms for easy to user to know. So for my training, I just use manager. So I can put, let's say, because the manager is the supervisor of the submitter. Okay, so I put supervisor. Okay, and I can do that. This one is because just now in the employee setting, employee register setting, I already set users supervisor is manager. So you automatically based on this information knows, okay, who is the, you can see I put this one, right? Manager. Okay, so now I put my, so then the next step, the next step will be buyer. See the buyer. So I here, you just add first, the sequence, don't worry about it. We will do the sequence later. We just add this box, each box first. So now we add manager, we add buyer. I create the ID called buyer. Okay, then it's a, let's say, okay, this company is not many users, so I can just specify the employee is a buyer. I use this, okay, employee C, again, name C. Then after that, finance manager. So I put finance team to check. So I put the finance. Okay. So now then I add the next one. Okay. Is this one, this box, right? This box called decision making. It's a decision making one. So it's not process. So I change to decision. So I put one check amount. Okay. So check amount. Okay, leave it first. Later we. So now, then what is the last box? Is a CFO. So I put here process. So okay, just use this term. I can, and then we put the specific employee. Okay. So now you complete this. Put it all the box inside to the workflow. This UI, right? So now we do this. We know that now we put a sequence. Okay, so user submit to who? Manager. So we see the next. So the next process for the after the submitter start is manager. Okay, so the manager after manager who is buyer. So you come to here buyer. Okay, and then after buyer you go to, so buyer go to, after buyer go to finance. Okay, and then after finance it come to decision making. So after finance, you go to decision making. So we could check amount. These are decision making, right? And then the decision making, now we need to config this decision making point. So you click this small icon here. You highlight the decision, this row, and then come to here. Then you can see there's some standard variables here for this case. It has one called document request amount. Is a total amount of this the PO. So you can use this to put the condition. Let's say this one more than 5K based on our workflow, right? More than 5K go to CFO. So we put more than 5K. Go to who? Come to the process ID. You choose from here, CFO. And then what about the less than 5K? So we add another case 2, and I put less than or equal to 5,000 who completed this process, right? So I choose end. Okay, so done. So after the decision point, right? So if that actually is complete, then the CFO, we know there's CFO, right? CFO, just now decision point work until here and here. Then CFO complete, go to what? End. Okay, done. You have completed the workflow design. Simple, right? So you can press the preview key just to validate. Okay, you will get this. So now you look at the system based after your design, the system and the flow chart you draw. Is it same? Yeah, it's same, right? It's almost same. So you can see it's same, right? So it's simple, right? Workflow is not setup. Workflow is not that complicated. Okay, so after you complete, you click add. Okay, so now it's safe. So then you say, okay, after I create one, I just want to do some minor modification to have a second workflow. Yeah, you can use copy button here. Click copy, and you, let's say PR workflow 2. Then you can put, okay, just also have some description. PR workflow sample 2. Okay, click copy. Okay, so now you have second, right? So you have, now you see you have two, one workflow 2. So if, for example, you think, oh, okay, because maybe for consultant, your demo license, you don't have enough user account, and think to simplify the process just for demo purpose, you think, oh, this step I don't need. I just outer buyer, I just, if it's less than 5,000, I direct go to, you can do a modification. So you can just, okay, I delete this one. Okay, no, sorry. Is you press delete key, not to press delete button. Press delete key, you delete one. Okay, so now it become like this, right? So, but here you need to minor adjust. You say, okay, after this one will be go to the check amount. Okay, and then the check amount we validate is also by correct. So you can see now it become like submitter, go to a manager, check, buyer, get the code and price, and then check amount. If less than 5,000, okay, PO can send out. If more than 5,000, need a manager approve. So see, it's easy to modify, right? Also, okay. So now these are the steps to set up the workflow. So far okay. So these are so far okay on this. If okay, then we move on. Okay, so
Okay, Angie, there is a one question.
okay.
What
Okay.
currency does the check amount working in? Functional currency or?
Functional currency. Functional currency. Okay, so now I share again. Okay, so basically, just now you see from here, just now we see from here the decision making point. So okay, here, just you can see the variable is the system provider maybe not enough for your needs. You can use custom variable. So custom variable you can define from here. But this part, how to create define function, the custom variable, maybe we'll explain in the next session. So because you can define the custom row and custom variable here, okay, using this screen. And here is very powerful. You can use the SQL script to define this custom variable. Okay, so I will not explain that one. We consider more advanced one. Okay. Okay, so after we complete this, so now we look at this part. So now we look at this. We complete the email template, we complete the approval workflow. Okay, and then now left two steps. We create a purchase type, and then after that, by set up who can access the which purchase type. Okay, so now I go to here, purchase. So we come to open this purchase type screen. So under the Procure-to-Pay setup, you have purchase type. Okay, so here you can define, okay, the purchase type. Maybe you can say, okay, this one is to create PO. Okay. So submit PO, new PO request. So create. PO. Okay, so create a submit PO, right? So here is like workflow. Workflow, we can choose the one we define. Okay, and then like just now I also mentioned, if let's say your client don't want to have any workflow, then you can leave it this one as a blank. You can proceed to define the other option, but you can leave it this one as blank. That means on submitter, create the document and then press submit. It will then be considered as approved. Okay. So for this case, I use PO1. Okay, the PR workflow one. So then, because for this case, we want to create a purchase order. So we choose this option. If it's to create a purchase request, you choose purchase requisition entry. So you choose purchase order. Okay. And then purchase order type is active or blanket or okay. So we choose set to as active for this purchase type. Then there's attachment checking. So attachment checking is in the case, let's say you need let's say the policy want to let's say one user create this requisition need to have some supporting document to support. So we can set to okay, you must have the attachment. So if you don't have, put the arrow. But sometimes this one may be too strict. Then you can choose okay, maybe just give a warning, say okay, you need to have attachment. Okay, and then you select okay, allow to generate PO from the requisition entry, says requisition entry, and you want to tell the system to calculate tax for each detail items. Okay, take this one. This one is like you want to create a PO, allow user to create PO, then finally can include multiple vendors, then you take this one. If you say, oh, I don't have, I just want PO one vendor, then you don't need to create. Okay, so these are this one. These are the settings to define this purchase type. Okay, so and this one is to send notification on PO create. After meaning after PO has been approved and posted to the 6300, system can automatically send notification to the peoples defined in this tab. So you can see that you can send to submitters, you can send to specific employee, you can send to vendors. Okay, so you can send. Okay, so for today, I just want to make it simple. I don't take these two, I just take these two. Okay, and that's all. For the basic one is enough. Okay, so you can just create new PO. So you say, okay, now I want to create because in the beginning we say that it supports two type. It can support also requisition entry to. So you can create another okay, submit PR. And then here, if the workflow, if meaning for this one you don't need the workflow, you can put it in blank and say, okay, this one just create a requisition entry. So you have two types. Okay, so you have two types. So these are the very simple to create the purchase type. Of course, let's say there are many two other types. For example, vendor, item, location. This one is to limit for list type. What are the vendors that say allowed to be accessed by list types? So all the items, inventory items. So okay, so I will not illustrate this one today. Okay, so after that, the last step is to add the buyers. Okay, buyers basically is to define so who can use the purchase type we just defined. Okay, so for example, we have the user, right? User, you definitely need to access this purchase type we add because otherwise the user cannot create these PO. So this one make it as default for this user. So if let's say also allow user to have access the other one, you can also choose. Okay. Okay, so you add. So for the approvers, because approver need to approve the PO document. So that means approver also need to, we need to add approver here as a buyer to be able to assess this purchase type. So we put the manager, same thing manager, then we add the Okay. And let's say manager, you only access to PO, PR no need because okay, then you just put the PO. And buyer, okay, so save to the manager. So the buyer, you also add the PO. Okay. Then the finance manager. And even the CFO, because CFO need to approve, so that means need the access. Okay, so we add. So now finally you see, you have you have 5 buyers access to, let's say, new POs. They all can access. Okay, so now we completed the setup at the back end. So not that difficult. We completed the setup at the back end. So we complete this file. So now then we move on to the front, the admin portal. Okay, the web admin portal. Admin portal is also like 4-step: activate license, and then add the entity, add the user group, add user. After that, we can start to use the employee portal. Okay, let's come to here. So now we complete. So now, okay, so now we completed this. We go to admin portal. So admin portal is if you, let's say, most of the time, for me it's easy to go to admin. I do like this. ESS, come to here, create the admin portal. Okay, so I create admin. Okay, so come to here, go to administrative service license. So here I already have the license, but let's say I just for demo, I reset, meaning now I don't have license. So so I don't have license, right? You come to create the activate, browse. So you will, when you request a license from Norming, they will give you a text file. So instead the license text file, okay, then create activate. Okay, so these are the some of, if let's say after you assign the license to the employee, you want to one day, let's say you say, hey, how come my license not enough? Then I want to know who occupied the license. You come to here, check the active users. You click the number, you can see, let's say web purchase. You can see, oh, now who is actually holding this license. Okay, so let's say purchase request, right? 12, so I can see from here. Okay. Okay, then the next step, add entity. Got the same LTD, the one just now we add, right? So we add I just put the same LTD entity name. So this one we copy from, okay, this one can close. So now I come to here, I take from this one. Okay. That's entity name. Okay, and you put the server, okay, my server, okay, server name. Okay, DB is LTD. It's 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 3. Login ID is your server, the SQL server login. Okay, so you can test portal, is it can connect, test portal is ready, test database. Okay, connection established. Okay, then you can save. Okay, so you have added this entity to the admin portal. Okay, you can see from here. Okay, now need to add the user group. Okay, so I add the, let's say for this newly added one, you don't have yet, right? So I add the user group. So give a group code, let's say PD group 1. So if this one group 1, maybe I just for the submitter. Okay, so okay, then we can choose modules, the purchase request. Okay, so save. Then you create another one for the approval. We call 2 just for approval. Okay, so for approval, you need this option, include to approve list. And if let's say you also need include substitute employee, because in case approval on leave need someone to act on behalf, so you include this. Okay, so say, okay. So now we add the user. So you add the, don't have yet, right? So we add users. So entity, so you choose, okay, I choose user A. This one is also user A because the submitter only one for this case. Now I choose group is a submitter group. I will use employee number as ID. For the training demo purpose, actually you don't need to set the password. And you process. Okay, now done. You added one, right? So I add all the others for as approvers. They include even the buyer until this manager. Okay, so approvers. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you have all these, and then the license status active. So now done in this admin portal basics are done. Now you log into the as a submitter user, right? Sample DBO. Now it's all same because sample DB you got name, okay, same LTD, right? So okay, so I come here, you got the purchase requisition. Okay, so now you actually see it's like after these four, we are ready to walk through the process. Okay, so I will start from user create and submit PO request from this one and illustrate all the functions. Okay, so now as see out from user login, you will see like this because for this case, we enable only one module, so called purchase requisition. So we'll only see this one. So come here, there's a few folders. Okay, so open, reject. These are all the documents submitted by this user A. Okay, so for this, let's say we start with new. And here you will see the purchase type, right? So because for user just now, you have the pay and submit PO request, right? So you will see this. Okay, so but I think let me see. How come I remember I create two. Oh, think user actually is got two. Let me see. I think I confused it. Yes. Okay. This one I think is confused with the other sample program idea. So I need to disable this one first. I need to make it this inactive. because this one is my previous testing practice TV. Let me disable this one first so that okay, so for this company one, I'm making inactive. Okay, so now I log in as user. Okay, so okay, you can see, right? There's a new two types, new PO and new PR. Okay, so for our demo, the flow, right? So for this flow is to generate a PO request, right? So we create select new PO, then you can select default vendors. Okay, the vendors for that, and then you can put this purchase to which location. Then you start to select the item to purchase. Okay, and this one link you can put, let's say from, let's say, website, fluorescent, maybe some reference link. Anyway, maybe I just tap this one. So you can just put here. So later, actually, the approver, they can create this link to bring into the web page. Okay, so you can just put the quantity, unit cost, and this one you can set accordingly. So you can remove the one line. Let's say this line, I don't know, you can remove. Okay, so now you can see if you submit, you'll give on him. Okay, no attachment. The reason is because we set to the purchase type, we set to have because the purchase type we set to morning. Okay, so if you set to arrow, and so then you will, let's say, refresh. Okay, so now if you submit, zero arrow because I attach a document for the requisition. So you can come to here to attach. Okay, any files, any file, maybe, okay, just any files. Okay, so you attach, but you can also attach directly to this each items. You can put under here. Let's say you can also put the attach. Maybe put some here. Then save. So you see here, then the items it will also display here, right? Then here you will see is linked to the which item number. Okay. Okay, so this one is created. This, let's say now we run through the approval workflow. So let's say I purchase this one is $22. So let's say I buy hundreds, maybe 300. So it's exceed 5,000, right? So we'll see it will route to the CFO. Okay, so continue. Okay, so here you can see after it submit, the next person it will be next step. Now is pending B to process. Okay, so B, he will actually receive an email notification. So I set to the emails. Come here, right? So it will say, hi, manager. This one is information. It depends on your email notification setup. So you can see here, it will give you the email notification. Okay. So B actually receive the email notification. You can log into the web. So B is who is manager. Manager login. Come to management item to approve this. So B will see there's a pending awaiting approval document. Come to here. So B will then check all the info. If reject, then we'll reject back to the okay, here's got one more setting in the approval workflow. Okay, in here, so rejection option. So you can on any approval reject. Let's say if it is in the finance or buyer or manager, you based on this setting, you will reject immediately to the submitter. But you can also select, let's say, oh, okay, maybe buyer only reject back to the previous approval. So you can set to, okay, roll back to the specified approvers. So default to who is the default to last approval or default to start over. Okay, so I can change to, let's say, last approval. So in this case, let's say, so you want to reject. So you put, okay, quantity. Oh, anyway, here I cannot because only the first step is the submitter already. Let me approve first. Okay, so let's say approve. Okay, okay to go. Okay. So now you come to here, approve document. You can say, let's say manager want to check the history. So you come to here, approval trail. You can see next step will be C. The full part, you will see the in the under the full part, there's a now it's under buyer C, is employee C. Okay. So the buyer, no buyer again, it will similarly, it will receive the email notification. It will take time to receive. Okay, no. So the buyer will come to here. Okay, buyer will. So now buyer maybe check. Buyer can check on the link. Oh, okay. Here is a VM. Okay, so you can see buyer click a link, it will bring it to the web page defined here. So if buyer want to reject, he will reject. He can choose whether to reject to the submitter or reject to the previous approver. Okay. So if buyer, then buyer can contact the vendors to get the code. So here in the web purchase requisition module, there's another optional module called the RFQ. Okay, so the RFQ is also license required. So you can see, but that is per module license, not the per user license. You can see from here is the RFQ web request for quotation RFQ. Okay, so for my system I have, but even you have, you need to set in under the purchase type. You can see under code, you want to use code or you don't want to, because for basic I don't enable this. That's why here you don't see the option of the quotation tabs here. Okay, so let's move on for without this. But let's say buyer communicate with the vendor through email and get confirmed on the cost. Okay, so you can edit this one. So now you can see here it's not editable, right? The reason is because there's some setting in the here. Okay, so go to the buyer, right? You want to allow the buyer buyer now is act as approver. You want to allow that buyer to change the cost. So we need to set here. Yes, okay, unique cost. So for example, just to illustrate the effectiveness of you change the setting here. So now the unique cost. This one is C. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's a group code is wrong one. Not this one. Select the wrong one. This the one. So I want to allow the change on the unit cost. Save. Okay. So you refresh, come to here. Now you see. So you can change. Now let's say after negotiate got $20 instead of $22. Okay, then approve. So now it will be route to the document will route to the finance manager. So finance manager login. Again, the similar thing comes to here. So you can see the whole approval trail until now is the finance manager need to approve, to check and approve. Then after that, you will go to check amount. So based on this one, let's say we just also, if reject is again, is the same thing, allow you to choose reject to who, probably reject to buyer or something, okay? So you can now if approve and approve. And now what is the next step? You can see from here. So it's required E to process this one. Why? Because the amount exceed the amount of dollar value, right? So now that's why the E need to come in. Therefore, need to come in. Okay, so let's say now approve. Then finally, this document is considered done. The submitter, the user, if logging user anytime logging can come to here, can check the status. Now it's under approved. Okay, the document is under approved. So this one after approved, it will in the back end we can see from under resource manager Procure-to-Pay purchase requisition. You can see from here requisition list. Okay, so from here it allow you to choose approve post. You can choose what to see, so you can refresh. So these are the document we created. Then you can create the open. In the back end, we can see all the information, the approval trails here, and the attachment attached in the web. So here, when you preview, you cannot because of any asset like PDF, the JPEG, but you can download to see that. Okay, so these are the info. Then you think is correct. Okay, everything is correct. We can just post. Ready to post? Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. Because of fiscal, the calendar haven't defined. So this one we need to come to, because the sample DB is here. We need to define this. Okay. So the past, maybe I will maybe quickly do lah. So otherwise cannot actually. Okay, so we can click. So you need to unlock this one. Okay, close. Okay, then requisite. Oh, okay. This part because this database is big old. Okay. Okay, so I need to create. Give me a moment. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you posted to the 6300 PO. So you can see after that, you can click posted one, open this. You'll be able to see the document, right? Post to the 6300 PO number. You can drill down to the PO in 6300 PO module. Okay. So this complete the whole flow. So this part is to using the menu post from the back end. Okay. So I think now is time. I think it's almost oh, okay. It's now it's about 4:30 almost. So I think I will show the auto posting by task scheduler maybe in the next session. So and these are some of the advanced topic we plan to execute in the next section. Maybe now I add one more called auto posting. Auto post PR requisition. So, but anyway, we will show this, and then you also, let's say you guys can propose what are the topics that say we want to cover in the advanced topic sections. Okay, so in this case, now we can have 3 minutes for Q&A. Okay, any questions? Okay, so far so good. Let me see. Maybe you can type the question in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and then can unmute yourself to ask the questions. So basically, you can see, right, the objective of this today's training is like we use this as a case study to set up the purchase requisition workflow and to illustrate the whole setup process. So of course, many advanced topic we are not covered today. For example, is like one purchase request maybe include the items from multiple vendors and RFQs. Those we can cover in the next sessions. But basically, after you learn after go through today's step, I believe you should be able to do a quick setup and then to do a introductory the demo to the prospect. Okay, any questions so far?
Lin Jun, can I share my screen? Sorry.
Yeah, can. Yeah.
Oh, but I don't think I have
Okay.
the permission to share. Or you can make me the
No,
presenter.
you should.
But my
I think you
screen,
can share,
the
right?
share button is grayed out, so I don't think I can share. I'm not the presenter.
I'm fine.
Okay,
thanks.
now
Okay.
you should be.
Okosa licenses, Billy. Or you could different machines. Or someone else is using. Yeah, one on Keveranga, you are logged in twice more epinemu cash book.
Where is Linda? Okay, I think or Linda, or you maybe you want to
Anyway, and
share
right
this
now it's
time?
not a problem, Kubanga. We've increased your
Make us
licenses. I just wanted you
presenter.
to know in case someone else is using your license.
Okay, Linda,
Sorry,
I
what?
made you as a presenter.
Okay, so there is a question. Could you please type your question in the chat box? Meanwhile, I'll just share with you guys just a very quick function. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so just now Lin Jun showed you guys the basic process steps to set up a purchase requisition, and based on our experience, we know that approve workflow is always the most important thing, but it's also a headache for consultants, especially you guys are new to this product. So in the upcoming version 2026, which will be released by the mid of next month, we provide a wizard. Okay, I just gave you a quick view about that. So if with the wizard, it will be quite easy to create the workflow that Lingjun shared with you guys today. Okay, so this is a 2026, right? See the version 2026. We have a button called wizard, right? So yeah, it gives you there is some limitation about this wizard. If your workflow is too complicated, it cannot be done with the wizard, but you can just use the wizard as a start, then modify it with the main screen or the workflow main screen, right? Okay, so start. Okay, it gets you step by step. Okay, so what transaction you want to create workflow for? Give it a code like PR workflow, right? PR workflow. Then give some default email templates, right? Submission, transfer, and endorse. Okay, so next, right? It asks you whether this step, the step 1 is approver or a condition. If it's an approver, just select a row. Can see we provide a number of roles like supervisor, region manager, department manager. If PJC enabled, right, you can use PJC contract manager or other roles, right? So here I just use supervisor. Then I hit the next button, right? So the next step is still approval based on the workflow Lingjun shared with you guys. It's the, I think it's maybe the finance staff, right?
Buyer.
Okay, so purchaser, right? Okay, so anytime you can click the preview button. Okay, now the first step, supervisor, then buyer. Okay, so next step is to create condition. Okay, so yeah, it's a condition, right? So you a condition name is automatically give to you, right? You add case. So give is say less than 5K, right? You can just select the name less than, that's all equal to 5,000, right? Add here, then specify approval here. Okay, maybe someone, right? Okay, so you can add more, as many as cases you want, right? Greater than 5K. Okay, select a variable greater than 5K. Okay, then specify a user here. Maybe it's a region manager, right? Okay, now you can say, right? So then click finish button. You will see the workflow is automatically generated. Okay, so this feature will be ready by the mid of next month. Okay, over to you, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I think thank you, Linda. But no worry if today you found, I think Linda just give everyone a glance of what is coming new for 2026. We are going to have a full update on what's new with 2026. So my suggestion is, I think today after Lingjin's basic training, we will try to send out the email with the slide and the recording link latest by tomorrow. And my suggestion is your guys, right? You try it out, able to do the whole flow and then can show the basic demo. At the same time, you watch. I'm going to send a link for all of you to submit. Maybe you have any additional question after you try it out. So let's say, for example, the link, the survey, you can any moment or time you can resubmit your question before our training on 10 July. That the one it will be advanced. Okay. So if some of you have question, we'll incorporate in the next training. Okay. So yeah, I think so far that's all for today. Thank you everyone for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So the
Okay, thank
demo
you.
Oh, yes,
license, yes.
Thank you.
Anyone
Send
need
email
the
to me.
demo
Okay, send
license
email to
just
Linda.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Can we
Yeah.
get the
Thank
recording?
you.
Yes,
we will. You will get the email, and I will also send share you from where you can request the demo license inside the email. We are going to send out to all of you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.